You left Jackson State and you left quick. What did you tell those
I
kids?
didn't leave
What did you tell those kids?
I didn't leave quick. Let's slow
Well,
down.
you were,
I didn't leave quick. I left when I was supposed to leave. We finished. Most coaches get a new job and they leave expeditiously. I finished the task.
You say finish the task. Was there more work you could have done in Jackson, or?
I think we did a tremendous job in Jackson. I think we laid down a tremendous blueprint.
We tried to press Sanders on the circumstances surrounding his abandoning the mission at Jackson State.
This video is brought to you by Birch Gold Group. Listen, Vladimir Putin called the U.S. dollar's drop in dominance objective and irreversible as Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa formally agree to use local currency in trading instead of the U.S. dollar. It's the first shoe to fall. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen. As demand of the dollar weakens, the buying power of the dollar weakens. That's why Birch Gold Group is busier than ever. Investors and savers are looking to harness the power of physical gold held in a tax-sheltered IRA. You can too. Text Brandon to 989898 for your free info kit on gold. With thousands of happy customers, an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and countless 5-star reviews, you can count on Birch Gold to help you navigate transitioning an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. As the U.S. dollar continues to receive pressure from foreign countries, digital currency, and central banks, arm yourself with information on how to protect your savings. Text Brandon to 989898 to claim your free info kit today. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications. You already know what to do. Let's get into this. All right, I want to talk about Deion Sanders real quick. I think Deion deserves a mention. I mean, he's doing something in college football that nobody has ever done, and I think his mannerisms, his behavior, his elevating Christ, all of the things that he's done transcend sports. And that's why, I love Deion Sanders, and I think he's worthy of being spoken about. Deion Sanders is the most outspoken Christian coach in the entire NCAA football program. Power 5, D1, D2, D3. There ain't nobody talking about Jesus more than Deion Sanders. There's nobody that's willing to pray on a football field like Deion Sanders. And this man don't even cuss. Every successful coach they used to MF us all day long. Every successful is cussing up a storm to get their point across to their players. Deion Sanders, he does not cuss. And the same thing was with me when I was a cop. I didn't have to cuss one time. I was a very effective cop. People knew what time of day it is by my voice inflection. I didn't have to cuss. I didn't have to disrespect nobody. I put them hands on you if I have to, put the handcuffs on you if I have to, pull a gun on you if I have to, shoot you if I have to. I don't have to cuss to do now one of those things. And people know and respect you if you have an authoritative voice, or you're speaking with authority and not just cussing and being emotionally unstable. So I love the fact that Deion Sanders is that type of a man. And it's funny because people got mad at that brother.
This team won one game last season. Mm-hmm. Is that, in a way, a point of appeal?
God wouldn't relocate me to something that was successful. That don't make sense, do it? He had to find the most disappointing and the most difficult task. And this is what it was, and this is what it is. And I love that.
This wasn't dissimilar to what he told us last year, that God had called him collect to come to Jackson State University and elevate, yes, the football program, but also all HBCUs.
Switch!
He stayed 3 seasons, but the same night last December that JSU won the conference championship, Sanders announced he was off to Colorado to climb another mountain.
You left Jackson State and you left quick. What did you tell those
I
kids?
didn't leave
What did you tell those kids?
I didn't leave quick. Let's slow
Well,
down.
you were,
I didn't leave quick. I left when I was supposed to leave. We finished. Most coaches get a new job and they leave expeditiously. I finished the task.
You say finish the task. Was there more work you could have done in Jackson, or?
I think we did a tremendous job in Jackson. I think we laid down a tremendous blueprint.
We tried to press Sanders on the circumstances surrounding his abandoning the mission at Jackson State. He's hinted the school's lack of forward thinking may have factored in his decision. But on this topic, he was about as elusive as he was returning punts for touchdowns in the NFL.
What'd you tell those kids when you left?
Opportunity. Call sooner or later in life, there will be opportunity that knocks at your door. And at this juncture in my life, I felt like the opportunity for not only me, but for my kids as well, was tremendous. Not only did we take several kids from that team, 3 trainers, maybe 12 to 14 staffers. So we afforded to give people a tremendous opportunity here.
The distance between Jackson and Boulder is 1,000 miles, and immeasurably further culturally. Sanders went from a city that is 83% black to one that is 1% black. From a place with a water crisis to the kind of hipster college town where there's a shop devoted to kites.
He was at Jackson State, which is an historical black college and university, and they screwed him. Do you know what his salary was? This is what bothered me about some Americans of African descent, because he got backlash from black folks like nobody's business. The man is Deion is that, he's him, right? The term for the young folks, they say, I'm him. Deion is him. That means he's the chosen one. Deion Sanders, a Hall of Fame NFL player, one of the greatest to ever play, has the mindset of a king. That man decided to humble himself, coaches kids team before he made it to Jackson State, which to me is humility to coach at Jackson State, which is a HBCU. They don't treat people right at HBCUs. They don't have the money, they don't have the funding, and they don't do what they're supposed to do. Because if they did, Deion Sanders wouldn't have left, in my opinion. Deion Sanders has complained many times. I've seen the videos, him complaining about the fact that they promised him ticket sales. He never saw those ticket sales. You know how much money Deion was making? I looked it up the other night. I was talking to my wife. Deion was making $300,000 a year. Maybe 500. Maybe it was 300. It's somewhere around there, 300,000. Let me look it up because I want to make sure I'm accurate about this. I think he was making about $300,000 a year at Jackson State. They promised him tickets, ticket sale revenue. He never saw that. They didn't have equipment like they supposed to. There was all kind of fraudulent things going on at that school, which he had mentioned. He was getting paid $300,000 from Jackson State, and now he went to Colorado. I think he's getting paid like $5.5 million. How you gonna be mad at a man who was the man in football, coaching at an HBCU, which he brought tremendous talent? He got that kid Hunt, who's the #1 player in the nation, going to a HBCU. And this is coming from somebody like myself, who I was a top player in the nation coming out of high school, and I would never go to a HBCU. But Deion went to a HBCU, humbled himself, built the HBCU up. I think they won all but one game in the several years he was there. And then Colorado, what we say? Oh, I got 1 minute. And then he ended up getting an opportunity at Colorado, and people were mad. Oh, you selling out, man, the black man. You working for the white man. The black man, you let the black people down. Now, the black people let you down at that HBCU. They didn't pay you nothing what you were worth. Then you get an opportunity at Colorado. He said in the 60-minute interview, he brought 12 out of the 14 staffers from Jackson State. He brought tons of players from Jackson State, including his 2 boys. He gave other people opportunities. And if you live in a bubble where everything is about black people and white people, you are never going to succeed. It's about opportunity and finances to elevate young people and staff to a place where they would never see at Jackson State. Hold the phone. I'll be back after the break.